Welcome back, everybody, to Lesson 9 of GMetrix Prep. As always, go into your header and put yours in there. And then we're going to go ahead and close the header and footer toolbox there, or tool. We have our instructions of what to do. This is going to do a lot of artwork and stuff like that, right? So be prepared. So paragraph 1, we're going to insert a picture, and we're going to modify it, it looks like. So first things first, I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to pick a picture, right? So let's go to insert pictures, and we're going to go to online pictures so we can all be consistent, and hopefully we all see the same type of pictures. What can we do here? What might be? Oh, let's do fire. I mean, I'm going to see the fire there. There's only one. Let's insert. We might be able to have some fun with fire. And then right away, it's like huge, right? And so there's our, I'm going to like shrink it down a bunch. I want just so I can get it on that page. There we go. So we got our picture. Boom. All right. So here's our fire. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to control copy, and I'm going to put it over here in paragraph 2. Enter. There we go. So I have my original picture, and then I have my picture here, and it wants us to add a caption. So we're going to go to our reference tab up here at the top. We're going to go to reference tabs, the captions toolbox, which is right here. And then we're going to insert a caption. Okay. And then it says figure 1, but I'm going to put, I can't back. I'm going to put, I can change that to, nope, it's going to be a figure. Where do I want to put it? Above, below is fine. GMetrix may ask you for the specific amounts. Pay attention. New label. If I want to create a new label, let's just put this as class example photo. Let me see. Okay. And now I have that in my labels box as well. Class example photo. I'm going to put in cartoon fire. I think it looks like a kind of a cartoon fire. So cartoon fire. Okay. Class example photo, cartoon fire. So now we have that caption there. And GMetrix will tell you, what to put in for your caption or whatnot. Insert a text box. So here in paragraph 3, I'm just going to hit enter. I'm going to insert a text box here. So we're going to go back to our insert tab at the very top, insert, and then our text box. And well, it says to go to text toolbox. So there's the text toolbox. I kind of jumping ahead, maybe going too fast. And then we're going to text box tool. So there's your text box tool. And it would probably tell you which text box to enter. So this one says simple text, Austin quote, Austin sidebar, banded quote. It'll tell you which one. That one looks nice. It'll tell you which one to use. Let's use the ooh, look at that. I don't know if I like that one. That looks complicated. Let me see here. Right click, wrap text, inline with text. Not so bad now, right? So it kind of jumbled everything. I put inline with text so I can keep it with paragraph 3. Grab your reader's attention. You could change that. Let's see. Cite your source. So right here you can put professor. So it says YouTube. And then up here, we're going to put word isn't so hard. All right. So text box summaries. That's a nice, actually, still kind of in love with that text box right there. All right. So text box. Okay. Insert a format or a shape. So in paragraph 4, and say shapes, add visuals, arrows, circles, objects, so on and so forth. Insert shape. So on my next spot there, I'm going to go to the insert tab, and then we're going to see the illustrations toolbox right up here. And then we got our shapes tool. And the paragraph mentions an arrow. So let's get this arrow here. And I'm going to stretch it out. And then I'm going to go, can I go on this side? Let's see what happens if I push the right arrow. It just wants to go down. Okay. So I got my arrow, and you'll see these handles right here, these little yellow handles. Let me see if I can zoom in. So you'll see these little yellow handles, and these little yellow handles control the different widths of your shape, right? I don't believe GMetrix, like that looks more like a steak. I don't believe GMetrix will make you pull the handles down in any kind of way, just because it's hard to track the exact size of those width handles. They may tell you, however, to make it a certain width. They might tell you insert an arrow and make it 4.5, in which case they follow those steps right there. So there we go. There's our shape. Let's zoom out. Let's zoom back out for a second. Scroll down. And say insert shape. So we insert an arrow shape. Insert and format smart art, right? And that's in paragraph 5. So we're going to go back to our insert tab at the very top and the illustrations toolbox. And then you see the smart art tool, insert smart art, design and format tabs. Let's see, smart art tool. Just make sure, because it says design and format tabs there at the end. So I want to make sure. That's list, process, cycle, hierarchy, relationship, matrix, period, picture, office, all. Let's see. Smart art, graphic. Which one do we want to do? List. All. Basic block list. See, it says design and format tabs. And so I want to see if there's a design and format tabs by hovering over them to see if there's a design and format tabs. There's a tab list. That might be it. Usually it's pretty on point, though. Like, it'll say design and format tabs. You know, grouped list. Descending block list. But I've never heard of the design and format tabs. That's why I'm like, maybe the instructions got it kind of messed up there. Let's see. Ascending, vertical, continuous, vertical. Let's try list. That's basic block. Picture caption line list. Width list, vertical bracket, vertical bullet. Tab list again. Format tabs is what we're looking for. Process. Basic, step up, sit down. Alternative flow. Okay. For the sake of time, I think what we'll do is go back to our list and use the tab list here. And make sure, boom, okay. Okay. Ding. I'm going to just control enter paragraph 5 to keep that together. All right. This does look like a tab though, right here, right? And then the list and the tab and the list and the tab. So feel free to put whatever you want in there. Okay. We're going to move on to adjust brightness. And of course, GMetrix will tell you what to put in there. So next one, adjust the brightness to improve image visibility or consistency. So I'm going to give myself some space there in paragraph 6. I'm going to scroll back up. I'm going to grab my fire. I'm going to grab the one without caption on it. Control copy. I'm going to come back to paragraph 6. And I'm going to paste it in there. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Let's do this. Let's go to the picture format and make the width 3. So now we got a little bit of fire right there. With that fire, we are going to adjust the brightness. So we have the image clicked. So it says click image, right? And then we're going to go to the picture format tab, which I'm already in. right at the top. Remember, you have to click the picture. That's why it says to click the picture. So when you're in the paragraph, there's nothing there. You click the picture, there's the picture format. It's right there. So now that we're in the picture format tab, what we're going to do is we're going to use the correction tool, right? Which is right here, this little sunny thing in the adjust. And the adjust right here. Which your instructions did not give you the adjust toolbox, so that's why I'm here, right? So there's the correction, and we're going to see several brightness options, right? Brightness, contrast. GMetrix will tell you. So as I'm hovering over this, it says brightness plus 40%, contrast 0%, normal, right? That's what you're going to want to look for if GMetrix tells you to adjust the brightness on this. It's going to tell you exactly which one to select. So make sure you're selecting the correct one. That one says normal. Let's do this one. Brightness plus 40%, contrast 0, normal. We'll select that one. And if we put them side by side, let me see. Can I just paste it again? Let's go and paste another one. Yep. If we put them side by side, we can see the color difference, right, in the contrast of those colors. Okay. Building blocks save reusable content, right? So, building block, what is a building block? Well, if we say, let's say, for example, that I'm going to grab this fire again, and I'm going to put it here. And let's say this fire is our logo for your barbecue joint or something, right? Well, this building block allows us to just keep accessing that logo at the same, usually logos are smaller, right? Let's make it small. So it'll let you just keep accessing it over and over. In order to do that, we got to turn it into a building block. So we're going to go to the Insert tab at the very top right here. Insert tab. And then the text toolbox right here, right? And in the text toolbox, we have the quick parts. You're going to select that down caret, and you're going to see right here, save selection to quick part gallery. Name, we're going to put barbecue logo. Okay. There you go. So if I go quick parts again, oh, look, there it is, barbecue logo. Quick parts again, there it is again. Whoa, look at that. Look how easy it is now to insert my logo wherever I need it in the document. I can go here, boom, go to find that again, quick parts. There's my logo right there in the header, and so on and so forth, right? So if you're making documents for your work, that's a quick way of putting the reoccurring things back on the page, right? So there's your building blocks. All right, so next one, format a text box. Okay, format a text box. All right, so I'm going to give myself some space right there in paragraph 8 to format this text box. Wait. Oh, you know what? Okay, so in paragraph 7, I got a little, I jumped the gun. It actually wants a text box. I'm just going to put one here real quick. So we're going to insert tab, text toolbar. I thought the logo was a lot cooler. So to text, the text here, toolbox. No, it doesn't. I did it right. Okay, but we're going to insert a text anyway. Oh, we have this one, right? The Fawcett quote from earlier. So let's go grab that one. Boom. You know what? No, I'm confusing you guys. I'm sorry. We're going to just start a new one. So we're going to do first the text box, right? Insert tab, text toolbox. We'll just do a plain one. I don't like that. We're going to put that in line with text so I can see what it's trying to do. And I'm going to grab it and move it there. So now we have a text box. Here is our text box. And you can put whatever you want in there. I'm not really worried about it. GMetrix will probably tell you what to put in there, though. So now we have our text box, but we got to go one step further. They want us to modify it, right? So we're going to format this text box. We're going to click the text box, which we did. And then we're going to go to the shape format tab on top, right up there. And then fill, outline, and effects. So fill, outline, and effects. So here's all the stuff. So outline, right here, I can make the outline bigger on the text. Let me see. Let me click that again real quick. Yeah, there we go. Shape format. Text fill, text outline, weight. Look at that. Making the text weight for the line, right? If I want to change it to dashes, what happens here? And it'll tell you what it wants you to do. Right? That'll tell you. But that's the text stuff, right? What does it tell us to do text? Here's the fill outline, right? So if I were to go to shape outline, now I'm changing the weight of the box. So there's two there. So don't get confused there. There's the ones that affects the text and the one that affects the box itself, right? So if I wanted to change the color of the box, and it might tell you to, you read it, light gray, background 2, darker than 25%. Let's go this one. Green, accent 6, darker 25%. So GMetrix is going to consistently throw that at you. So you got to be able to identify that. Shape effects, and it doesn't give us a particular one. I personally like shadow effects. It kind of makes it look like it pops out of the page. So if you're going to do a shadow effects, it'll tell you, put a shadow effect, give it outer, bottom, offset, bottom right. It'll pop out right there, offset, bottom right. If this one says, let's see, come on, pop up. Let me try again. Offset, center. So if it doesn't pop up, just kind of go off of it and go back to it, and it'll come back up. This is, I think, the traditional one you use, offset, bottom right. That gives it just a little bit of shadow right there at the offset bottom right. Okay. Paragraph 9. Let's move on, right? And of course, there's so many other effects that you can do. Just pay attention. If it wants a reflection, make sure you pay attention. Tight reflection touching. Soft edge, if it wants the soft edge. 1 point, 2.5 point. Make sure you pay attention to exactly what effects it's asking you to do. And then we're going to insert a word art. All right, let's insert a word art. So insert tab at the very top. Text toolbox. So there's the text toolbox. And then the word art tool. And it'll tell you which one to select. These instructions do not. And remember how I said I'm kind of partial to the mirror effect. So here's a gradient fill, plum accent color 5 reflection. So it'll tell you which one to use. This one is fill black text color 1 shadow. And this one is fill light gray background color 2 inner shadow. So sometimes these names can get kind of ridiculous. And so make sure you're highlighting, because you might be like, that name seems way off. It doesn't sound like at all that it would be a name. Just kind of trust that it's probably in there somewhere. All right, so gradient fill, plum accent, color 5, reflection. And first thing I'm going to do is change the text to, this is paragraph 9 of the lesson. All right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this. I'm going to put it in line with text. That way it doesn't bleed over any other text. There you have it. And again, GMetrix will tell you, put this in as your paragraph, whatever that is. Last but not least, signature lines, right? So I'm going to enter twice to give me plenty of room to put a signature in. And we're going to go to the Insert tab. We're going to Text Toolbox. And it should have a signature line. Let's take a look. Simple sidebar. Simple quote. I might be going too fast too. Might be in the more text boxes. Nope. Let's see. Did I go too fast? Wisco. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's the text toolbox signature line. And then the Microsoft Office signature line right there. That's the one we're going to be using. Suggested signer, John Doe. I would probably put like title. That's interesting. So show sign date signature line. Nah. All right. So what this is going to do is if you have someone specifically in mind for it, somebody's signature that you use all the time, but maybe we just need the manager's signature regardless of who it is. So we hit OK. Let's see what happens. It's generating. Boom. Manager. I wonder if we can extend this line. Now without it looking kind of weird, huh? So that's how you would use that, you know. And if I wanted to delete this, let's see, delete signature line, and we know the manager's name. Or you know what? Let's do this. I need to sign stuff for y'all. There's how that looks. So personally, the way I do signature lines, this isn't part of the assignment, but this is how I do signature lines when I'm making documents. I'll go above it. I'll go table like this or like this, right? And I'm going to come across and I'll put name, and then I'll highlight the entire table. I'll show no borders. Then I'll select this one part of the table and put bottom border. And that's how I do signature lines. And if you wanted to, you could put that X in there, you know, if you really wanted to put an X in there. The reason why I do it that way is because when you get to more advanced levels, you can predetermine what the names are based off other files. So that's just the way I do it. A lot of people will you'll see them hit name, and then they'll add a bunch of underscores, right? The problem with that is if I ever wanted to add something, you can't. It spaces the underscores, right? But in the table, you could add name there, and you wouldn't need the name here. It becomes part of the signature line right there. And if I wanted to split it, let's say I go like this and say, oh, you know what? I need a date. It's already there, right? Whereas here, I'm like, oh, now this looks kind of wonky, right? If I put the date there. So, and if I wanted an initial or, you know, something like that, if I wanted this to say print name and signature, then date, the line's already there. So that's how I typically handle signature lines. So this is the GMetrix way. This is what GMetrix is going to have you do. But in the practical sense of making signature lines on the document, I think this is more practical. So that's it for this lesson. Go ahead and save it and upload it. Talk to you guys later.